Hey guys, how's it going? It's Phil from TeamPutYouTo1, and today I'm here to talk about my Magica Carta Evo Cup run. I went 6-2 playing Lilith Loop, and let's get started. So first we're going to start off with the babies. Standard, 4 Demimera, 1 Xiaomon. You have to run Demimera, it's the best in the it's the best baby purple has, so not much to choose from. And then we have the Xiaomon, as I said. Didn't came up like once or twice. It's pretty insignificant, but just it has potential to show up more times than not, but didn't really do much for me. It was just a free Evo to level 3. Yeah, to a level 3. Just an extra draw, basically, when I saw it. So you have 5 babies. So that out of the way, let's get into the rookies. First, we're going to start off with 4 Gabumon. And this is the BT2 Gabumon, inherited effect, draw 2, discard 1. It's the best rookie you have. That inherited effect allows you to just go through your deck as fast as possible when accompanied with Demimera. And that's all you want to do. You just want to fill your hand, fill your discard. If they delete, the level 4, level 5 on top of it, you get more cards in the discard, and then you start, you'll be able to do your combos. So we run 4 of those. Let's put that right here. We run 3 starter deck Gabumon. Sometimes in this deck you'll see the level 4s and level 5s that I have that allow me to run this more freely, and swinging is pretty good. Free check, or you crash into something and just get that draw 1, just in case you don't have it on under a Gabumon, you get to have it under this, and it gives you that opportunity to swing and funnel through your deck faster. So now we'll go to 3 Devimon, or 3 Demi Devimon. It's pretty self-explanatory. 2-drop, cheap. Just play it. Put it on top of anything, or put it. It's a hard play. Pretty good. Pretty self-explanatory. That's it. More 2-drops. Then we play 2 Candlemon. Again, with the Demi-Devis, you just want to hard play them, put them to 1. It's good when you're trying to go wide. The way I like to play Lilith Loop, I need all the 2-drops I can. And then our last, we have Gazimon. Gazimon, if yellow didn't exist, I wouldn't play this card, but yellow does exist, so you need this card for the matchup, for Blinding Ray, killing Valderarm without giving them the extra 3 memory. Didn't really come up against the blue I played against, but it did come up against yellow and Rookie Rush. And that makes 4, 7, 10, 12, 13 rookies. And let's get on to our champions. So for starters, we run 4 blocker Devis. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a blocker and it's a 1-cost Evo. I went with 4 instead of like a lower count, just because you do want to just go straight into Lilith, and it's 1 cost, so you kind of need to play as much as possible. And then we have 4 Meramon. Again, 1-drop, 5k. If purple had a 6-drop, 6k 1-drop, man, that'd be crazy. But anyways, played 3 of them, so we have 7 1 Digivolve cost level 4s, and then we go into 2 Valmon, 6k. You need this just so you can make green or the yellow players work a little bit harder, because 5K is really easy threshold to hit. 6K, you know, making them expend more resources is, or to try to take this out is, you know, pretty good. And then we have 2 retaliation devies. That kind of fits into the scheme with the Gabumon. Yeah, these sometimes they have a big body on the board, and you just evolve into Devimon, and swing into it. You get that draw 1, discard 1, and no, that's it. And you just trade. So that's it for the level 4s. For the level 5s, I run a pretty thin line. I only run 8, so the first 4 will be 4 Lady Devies. Probably the card's busted. It's a graceful charity on Digivolve and helps you with your Rookie Rush matchup. Play 4. Funnel through your deck as fast as possible. No more, no less. We run 2 Vaudramon. As I said earlier with the Gabumon, sometimes you swing into something that's swung, and then you live because you're an AK. You're also a 2 cost, so pretty valuable, or pretty good, just for having a high DP value and being a 2-drop. And then we play 2 Skullmaramon. Again, it's here for the 2-drop, or if you're bricking but you have they give you a decent amount of memory, you can just play it for 5 instead of playing it for 7. So at most, if you had like Matt Ishida out, you'd be giving them 2 memory back. So it's not a bad hard play. Yep, and that's it for the level 5s. Let's go to our level 6s, because all we have are 4 Liliths. This is the queen. She's the best card in the deck. Kind of. She's the best. She's the best in terms of like doing what she does. She gives you the memory. You run 4, I run nothing else. I probably will change it, just because sometimes you miss having a mega. Sometimes you're already in a position, you know, to win, but you just need to get into your Zwart. So this is it for the level 6. I'll just accompany them with the level 7, which is 3 Zwarts. Zwart, pretty good. In this deck, you know, you get to evolve for free with Mega Digimon Fusion. You know, flood the board. Good board flood. Board clear when you swing with him. Yeah, that's it. In my opinion, I know some people are saying, like, where's the Chimeramon? I don't think it's necessary in the deck, just because I do have another option card that handles bigger, like level 6 and level 7s, while I'll just use this effect to get rid of a level 5. Like a level, I mean, I can get rid of a level 5 or 6, but sometimes if I have my other combo piece in hand, then, you know, just use this, get rid of the level 5, and then get rid of the level 6. For the options, we have 4 Jack Raid. Running 4 is good, in my opinion. Like, some people run 3, I know some people run 2, but I like 4. It shows up in your security a lot more, and that can really like mess with your opponent's plans if they don't expect it, because they never do. Yeah, 4 Jack Raid. Once you get that 10 cards in the discard, the value of these just go up to that of a Hammer Spark, and you know Hammer Spark's pretty darn good. So yeah, run 4, or I run 4. We run 2 Mega Digimon Fusion. Cards necessary to get to your Zwart for free. That's pretty much it. Pretty self-explanatory. And we run one Hell's Gate. So this is the option card I was talking about to get rid of level 6s and level 7s, while Zwart get rid of level 5 and 6. I liked it better than Chimeramon because I felt like Chimeramon was pretty underwhelming in terms of what it did. Like, essentially, instead of going +2 on the board, you're +1 for their -1, while if you had Hell's Gate, you can keep your +2 and spend the 6 or 4 if you had Lilith and get rid of a level 6 or 7. So you can essentially, they go, swing, get rid of the level 5, return Lilith, play Lilith, grab back the Jack Raids or Hell's Gate, play the Hell's Gate, boom. Essentially, you are now +2 on board, and they are -2 on board. So, which is a play only possible because you run the Hell's Gate. And for Tamers, we have 3 Tie and Mat. It's really good when you... It's a really good tempo card. When you have Zwart off of a Mega Digimon Fusion, like, you just have 2 of these out, he swings for 3, and you're like, oh, I'm in the security lead now. So, and it also, just hard playing it, puts them in a position like, oh, I really do not want to have the level 6 out, so sometimes they kind of leave them in raising or slow down their turns to, like, kind of get all their pieces in hand before they make a play. So yeah, that is Time Mat. And then our last card is Matt Ishida. This was recommended to me by Cam. I didn't really think I needed it, but it came in clutch when, sometimes you funnel through 2 Liliths and you can't find another one. Play Matt, get it back, or you can play Matt Ishida for Jack Raid, or even Hell's Gate. I've Matt Ishida for Hell's Gate plenty of times. But that's it for the deck profile. Let's go over my tournament run. So, round 1, my opponent was a no-show. It's actually somebody I've talked to before. He got called into work, couldn't make it, so that was basically a bye. Round 2 was Megazoo. I'm pretty new to the game. I've been playing for about a month, and I did not know what to do against Megazoo. So, yeah, I just lost 2-0. Round 3, I went against Lord Nightmon. Lord Nightmon is it's like 60-40 Lord Nightmon, but if you get one of your Liliths to stick for a turn, you can essentially win the game. Unless, there are Lord Nightmon has its outs, but if Lilith sticks for a turn and you get a good loop off, maybe like a 2 Lilith loop, or like a Lilith and a Zwart loop, so like you end up, the board ends up being like 2 Liliths off of a Mega Digimon Fusion Zwart. That pretty much can seal the deal. And both games went pretty easy. I kind of like left one in raising while using my field flooding my field with Lady Devies to hit the ones in front instead of going after my security, while I slowly build up a Lilith on the raising area, and that's how the match goes. If I can keep the tempo on the board while slowly building, so my discard gets filled up, which allows me to start playing jack raids that I've been saving in my hand for free, or to get the added bonus to make those type of plays. Round 4, yeah, I won that. Round 4, I won 2-0 against Gabumon Tribal. It's a fairly rough matchup just because how fast they can move, but if you're able to keep pace with them, then there should be no reason why you lose the matchup. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gabumon Tribal, it's just a matter of can they kill you, or if they can create a overwhelming board state that even with the loop you can't come back from. But most of the time, you're able to come back from any position depending on like how many jack raids or how many resources you have. And actually, interesting enough, in this game, or in game 2, I like had 2 Taiyan mats on the board, and then he swung into a Mat Ishida, and now I was starting every turn with a level 7, or not level 7, 7 memory if he plays a level 6. So he decided to try to beat me with the level 5s, and that having the 2 Taiyan mats helped me change his strategy. His strategy ended up being a bit too slow or underwhelming in terms of getting to my security, or threatening my security, just because he's just swinging at me with like hybrid Lobomons, which are only 7Ks. Even though they have jamming, I'm not really afraid of them, because with the 2 Taiyan mats, all I needed was a Zwart to swing for 3 to come back. Round 5, we had the everyone's favorite deck, Rookie Rush. And you might be asking, how the heck did you beat Rookie Rush without Takumi? If this deck, like decks without removal, struggle to beat Lilith, and funny enough, in game 1, he actually had 3 Spiral Masquerades in his opening hand, and instead of like expanding his board state, he was just like, oh, I see something that can go into Lilith, let's go Spiral Masquerade. So because he was Spiral Masquerading like my Lady Devies into the discard, he gave me all the he gave me extra memory per turn. And I remember he Spiral Masqueraded me to 3, and that's enough for me to evolve to Lilith without using Jack Raid. But I mean, obviously you're going to use the Jack. If you have 10, you're going to use the Jack Raids before you evolve into Lilith, so you can pick them back up. But him giving me the ample memory to make a big play just allowed me to, in both games, pull off 2 doubles work plays with Lady Devies underneath, so I can pop multiple rookies with the inherited effect. And in game 2, crazy enough, I actually swung into so I had I had Retaliation Devimon. It's 4K, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna die. I had Gabumon, Demimera, and I was like, okay, good. When these 3 cards die and the discard, I'm gonna get to 20. It lives, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose game 2 and we're gonna draw. But I had a Lilith with a full stack of draw of Gabumon and Demimera, and I swung into that, and it died because there was a Greymon in his security. So when it died, I drew 3 cards, discarded 2 cards, the Lilith, and everything in the discard, or everything in the discard became 20. So my jack raids were 2, and I evolved the Skullmarimon into a Lilith, and off the Lilith, my top deck was actually Zwart, and then from that point, I just ramped. I Mega Digimon Fusion into Zwart, swung, got rid of Rookie, all the crazy Lilith Loop stuff. So yeah, that's how my matchup with Rookie Rush goes. Don't dead draw, and you should win because you have enough. You have ample removal with the Lady Devies, and you can board flood with Zwart. Round 5 was another Lord Nightmon. This Lord Nightmon player had a Sukuyamon and Angelomons. That makes the matchup a lot easier. You don't lose to like the Mastodon version just because they need hard removal to actually stop you from doing what you need to do. So like they need to build their board up Spiral Masquerade. They need to prevent, like the matchup is mostly them preventing you to getting to a Lilith to stick for 1 turn, because if you get a Lilith to stick for 1 turn, that pretty much spells the end of the game for Lord Nightmon players. Game 1, so yeah, in game 1 he got it off pretty fine. I kind of bricked, so I noticed that like it was going to take too long for me to have a chance to come back, or if I did have a chance to come back, it was going to take too long. And at this point I'm 4-1, and I was like, I don't want to take the draw, so let's go ahead and see if I can win in games 2 and 3. Game 2, I saw that he played Sukuyamon, and I'm like, I'm not worried about Sukuyamon just because it's a cheeky little gimmick, but it's not anything to be too worried over. So we kind of just win off of a double Zwart play in games 2 and 3, and that's how you beat the Lord Nightmon matchup. Round 6, I went against Dan Devimon. That was actually the first time I go against Dan Devimon, and yeah, it was pretty interesting. Game 1, he bricked. He missed the Rookie for like the first 2 or 3 turns, while I did what I usually do. But he did get a Dan Devi. He just like hard played a level 5. No, he hard played a level 4 into 5 into level 6 into the Dan Devi, and I was like, oh cool. So he just like swings into my security, and then I kind of just played down 2 Tine Mats, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna beat you in the security race because I'm just going to destroy all of your security in 1 turn and put up enough blockers that you can't do anything about it. And that's kind of what happened both games. Unfortunately, he did break both games, and like gave me 6 memory for me to do my thing. But yeah, that was the Dan Devi matchup. And round 8, I went against Lord Nightmon, but this Lord Nightmon player just drew everything he needed. You know, he had 4 Nightmons. He drew into 4 Nightmons. He had other level 5, so he can just play the Nightmons. And was it 2 Angemons and a Volderarm in hand and stuff like that. Just a crazy hands both games. So there's not much I could have done in that position. I did make 1 misplay. I did like a YOLO swing for fun with Lady Devi. I think I had a attacker Gabumon under it, so I was like, oh, let me get the extra draw and discard 1, when in hindsight I should have just left it there. because he just swung over it with Lord Nightmon the next turn. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But I don't know how much that would have changed the outcome based off of his hand. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my tournament run and the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Until next time, maybe I'll do another. I'm planning to change up the list a little bit, so maybe if I do well after the Attack USA Evo Cup this weekend, I'll do an update video on my Lilith Loop deck. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your day.